up, everyone? Welcome to this day in Philly sports history for January 1st, 2025. I'm your host, Jim Montgomery. Welcome to a Wednesday edition, a New Year's Day edition. Happy hump day to everybody out there. Although it doesn't really feel much like a hump day considering lots of us are going back to work tomorrow. But again, Happy New Year. Hope everyone was safe, had a good New Year's Eve last night. And enjoy lounging around, not doing much of anything today, whether you're either watching or going to the Mummers Parade, eating your pork, whatever you got to do. I wish you a very happy 2025. Be sure to follow me on social media, Jimbo_Mont on Twitter and TikTok. On Instagram, at PhillyJimbo. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, Jimbo_Mont. Continue to spread the word. It's pretty cool just how much this has grown. Back earlier in December, we were doing the forgotten teams in Philly sports history. I had somebody reach out to me through Instagram yesterday who happened to see our video on that and was able to relive some memories. Her great-grandfather had played for the Jasper Jewels, so that was pretty cool. So that's the kind of stuff I'd love seeing, so continue to spread the word. And if you're hanging out today with anyone, let them know about the podcast and continue to spread the word. All right, I've been teasing this for a couple days now. It is New Year's. Everyone typically makes New Year's resolutions, but from a podcast perspective, I feel as though that's kind of played out. So we are going to change the karma around our Philly teams. Get rid of the whole Negadelphia. Get rid of that old, here's what's going to happen. Hope for the worst, whatever you want to call it. And we're going to change the karma. We are going to go through the month of January and forgive people throughout Philly sports history for what they've done to us, right or wrong, whether justified or but we are going to start doing some forgiveness, get that weight lifted off our shoulder, and hopefully turn the tide and bring our team some good karma this year. So the first person in 2025 that I would like to forgive, Angelo Cataldi. And I'm going to forgive Angelo for basically leading the group of the Dirty 30 up to New York and booing Donovan McNabb the night he was drafted and essentially setting the tone for Donovan's career. Now, whether or not he was booed on draft night, maybe he still would have been the same way when it came to the media and the fans and things like that, even the whole TO thing. Who knows? But did not get off to a good start thanks to Angelo, and I think it's time. It's time to let go of it. He wanted Ricky Williams. Obviously, Donovan was and always will be the correct pick at number 2 in that draft. But it's time to move on from this. Let's let it go. Angelo, I forgive you. You're definitely not one of my favorite sports talk hosts, and that's fine. But I forgive you as we go into 2025. I forgive you for booing Donovan McNabb on draft night and leading the Dirty 30 up there and essentially ruining McNabb's relationship with the media for his entire career. So, Angelo, I forgive you. I feel better. Let's continue to feel better and get these weights lifted off of our shoulder as we move throughout 2025. All right, Flyers, 4-0 win in San Jose last night. They did what they needed to do against a team they should have done it against. However, they did lose Sam Ersson to a lower body injury. No word on how long or whatever time frame he's going to be out for, but they are in Vegas tomorrow night. Sixers are back in action tonight in Sacramento. Not sure what's going to happen with Joe. This is the first game of a back-to-back. They have Sacramento tonight, Golden State tomorrow. Not sure if they are obviously he's probably not going to play back-to-back, but I'm not sure which game he'll actually play in. So we'll have more on that tomorrow. Eagles, not a lot coming out of the NovaCare complex. Hopefully now that the holiday is over. We're going to start getting some idea of who, if anyone, is playing next week. But they did announce they're wearing the all-black uniforms, including the helmets, which it's a shame that they waste that on the stinking Giants in what probably is going to be a glorified preseason game. But the more I think about this, a lot of people have been talking about, obviously, whether or not they should play the starters, should Saquon go for the record, and I don't know. I feel, like I said, I keep going back and forth on this, but one thing, I forget where I heard this yesterday, and essentially, if the record was not in play, none of these guys would be playing. So to me, that kind of means, okay, what are we doing here? Like, and I get that it doesn't happen, but I think you need to sort of remain focused. It's kind of what got you here, is taking it one game at a time, one day at a time, making the correct decisions. And I think at this point, I'm leaning toward I'd rather them not play. Again, for the simple fact is, if the record was not in play, it wouldn't even be a question. If we would be questioning Nick Sirianni's sanity if he was talking about playing the starters. And I don't know. And again, it's not one of those situations either where I'm going to be upset either way. I think if the record was not a determining factor, they wouldn't play. But we will see what happens as we go. All right, let's recap yesterday's question today. I asked you, who's going out and who's staying home for New Year's Eve? 94% of you stayed home, and that is always the correct choice. Thank you, as always, for participating in the question today. We have another one coming up right now. And as we enter 2025, you kind of see the hierarchy of the stars on our team. Which Philadelphia star has the most pressure on them heading into 2025? Is it Jalen Hurts, Joel Embiid, Bryce Harper, or Matvey Mishkov? I think it is and always will be Jalen, because he's the quarterback of the Eagles. I think you can certainly make the case for Embiid, especially now that they seem to be playing well with everybody going. Bryce, I'm sure the heat's going to be turned up a lot on him in a month or two here. Mishkov, I don't think has anything to worry about yet, but it's coming. So who do you think? Which of our stars has the most pressure on them? Jalen, Bryce, Mishkov, or Joel? Hit me up on the Back to the Future voice and text line 267-495-8531. That'll get you in. All right, today we're going to go all the way back to 1935. And on this day in 1935, it was the inaugural Sugar Bowl game down in Tulane Stadium in New Orleans, featuring the Temple Owls and the Tulane Green Wave. Tulane did win the first Sugar Bowl 20-14. Temple, though, came in undefeated. They're the number 15 ranked team in the country. They were coached by Glenn Pop Warner, who was in his second year. Would finish that season after the loss to Tulane 7-1-2. Their fullback, Dynamite Dave Smuckler, was a third-team All-American. And I just think this is a pretty cool fact, a pretty cool story that Temple played in the inaugural Sugar Bowl, which the Sugar Bowl is the third oldest bowl game behind the Rose Bowl and the Orange Bowl. So pretty cool piece of history there to know that the Temple Owls played in the inaugural Sugar Bowl way back in 1935. They would not play in another bowl game until 1979, which was the Garden State Bowl. And obviously we know after that, they did not play in one until 2009. But on this day, it was Temple losing to Tulane 20-14 in the inaugural Sugar Bowl down at old Tulane Stadium. Doesn't even exist anymore, I don't think. Coached by Glenn Pop Warner. But yes, your Temple Owls, my Temple Owls, were number 15 in the country and playing in the Sugar Bowl on this day back in 1935. We'll have more on the Sixers Kings game tomorrow. We'll find out if Joe's playing tonight or tomorrow, depending on how they want to play it. Hopefully we get more of an update on what's going on with the Eagles and who's playing, who's not. Are they going for the record? Aren't they going? Who knows? But we'll see. Be sure to hit me up on the Back to the Future voice and text line to answer the question of the day. Which star has the most pressure on them going into 2025? Is it Mishkov, Jalen Hurts, Bryce Harper, or Joel Embiid? Let me know your thoughts. Get that. Anything else Philly sports related off your chest. I'm still open to suggestions as well on who we're going to forgive. But today, Angelo Cataldi, I forgive you for leading the Dirty 30 up to New York to boo Donovan. He was, always will be, the correct pick, but you could be somewhat responsible for starting his whole tenure off to a bad start. But we're past that. We're letting it go. We're getting the weight off our shoulders. We're good. We're releasing that energy, and hopefully the good karma comes flowing back, especially when it comes to the quarterback of the Philadelphia Eagles. This has been This Day in Philly Sports History for January 1st, 2025. My name is Jim Montgomery. Go have yourselves a Wednesday, and until next time, Happy New Year.